Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button so you can become part of this family. If you are already part of this family, welcome back. So I wanted to do a little video really quick. It's not gonna be long or anything like that, but I wanted to talk a little bit about Kobe Bryant and his passing and just how like life is so crazy and you just never know like truly whose last day is it, you know, on this earth. And I feel like a lot of times we take it for granted. You know, it's like it's almost like expected to, like, oh, it's expected that I go to work and I can make it home safe. This morning I'm getting ready for work, and typically I might do like a get ready with me type of video, but yesterday I started recording this video and my camera died. So, yeah, I'm just gonna speak from my heart this morning to talk to you guys. I guess you can call this like a little vlog or whatever, slash maybe like a get ready with me video, because I am getting ready. But yeah, I started recording this video because I wanted to talk a little bit about the whole situation with Kobe Bryant. Like, my headspace has been different. So I know a lot of you guys don't really know a lot about me, just, you know, whatever you've seen of me that I've posted, you know, so far on my channel, as far as like any get to know me's and things like that. But I haven't done one of those since I started my channel, and I think I've only ever really done one of those. Besides like maybe like some games here and there that you guys have maybe seen in the past, but nothing, you know, recently, or nothing like super in depth about kind of like just me and, you know, why I am the way that I am, how I am in a lot of ways. And so I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the situation with Kobe and how that has affected me, and basically like the impact that he has had on my life since I was a little girl. So growing up, I used to want to be a basketball player, and I used to want to play in the WNBA for this LA Sparks. And I was a huge Kobe Bryant fan, and Lisa Leslie. And the reason why I chose both of them is, one, because they both played for an LA team. And if you guys don't know anything about me, I'm not from California. I'm not from California, but I do love California. And I feel like a lot of how I am is like very like Cali and, you know, type of style, type of personality in a lot of ways. Not saying that I'm not like the other areas that I grew up in, but I would always get people who ask me all the time. They still do. They ask me if I'm from California. I'm just like, no, I'm not from California at all. But besides that, I really, sorry y'all, I'm having a hard time getting this out, to be honest, because it's just been like so much. But anyways, I fell in love with the game of basketball when I was probably in like maybe 2nd or 3rd grade. And I would, you know, watch basketball. At the time I didn't really have, you know, people that I, you know, looked up to. And then when I started watching And that's kind of like when the Kobe started to roll out as I started to get a little bit older. And the way he was just like, for some reason for me, it was just so different. And I was just like, wow, like like when I would look at him, I would be like, he looks young, you know, like me being a young kid and seeing somebody who looks like my brothers, like, I would just be kind of like intrigued, you know, like, wow, this guy, he looks so young, and he's not that much older than my brothers, you know. So in a way, it gave me a sense of hope, right? It gave me the hope that, hey, you know, you want to play basketball, you can do anything. You know, if he made it, like, you can make it. And then like his backstory, you know, he grew up in Philadelphia, things like that. That was also inspiring because, you know, I didn't come from the best parts of the world, and you know, kind of I moved a lot growing up and things like that. So seeing him first was amazing, right? And then there was a time when, you know, Lisa Leslie came out and onto the scene, and it was like, my mind really was mind blown at that point. It was just like, wow, like, who is this woman who is making these huge, you know, strides in life for women everywhere, right? To be one of the best to ever do it in her field. So when I was in 5th grade, I really think that in my mind, that's when I had it made up, like, no, this is what I really want to do. So in 5th grade, I went to a LA Sparks game, and I met Lisa Leslie, and that changed everything for me as a kid. And I was just like super, super excited about it. And then I remember watching an interview of Kobe, and the way he would talk about, you know, the game, the way he would talk about putting, you know, everything you had into something that you loved. But, you know, not only that, he would also talk about like making sure that when you're young, you experience different things so you can find your passion. And at the time, you know, I really, really loved playing basketball. I enjoyed it. My brothers also played as well. So it was like a family thing. Like, it really was a family sport. It was probably, I would say, our favorite sport in the household, just because, you know, so many of them, we all played it. And then like my brother's dad played it, my grandfather played it. Like, it was my uncles played. It was a very big thing, just having the talent to play. And at the time, I also was very, very, very tall for my age. The same height I am now. I've been this same height since I was in the 4th grade. So they always thought I was going to be super tall. So, you know, it was like we were planning like my future and all this stuff. And I loved music. And I remember thinking like, man, I don't want to be a disappointment to my family or to other people around if I tell them that I don't want to play basketball anymore, that I want to pursue music. And it's something that I really am really, really passionate about, right? So there's a difference in passion levels. And I didn't realize that I was very, very passionate about music until I guess I was, I guess maybe going into the 8th grade. Or in the 8th grade. Actually, maybe it was the end of my 8th grade. So I knew I liked to sing, and I knew I liked to do theater, and I knew I liked to do stuff like that. But I guess it would have to have been going into my freshman year. And so because I was scared to disappoint, you know, family and stuff, I still played basketball. Did I love playing? Yeah. Well, did I like playing? Yes. Did I love playing? No, because I think at the time, like, I would have rather had been, you know, singing somewhere or doing like a show or something like that. And so I remember, you know, the thing that kind of made me not want to go back was getting this scar on my face. After that, I just was like, you know, this isn't for me. Like, Do I like it? Yeah. Do I like to watch it? Absolutely. You know, do I like to play? Yeah, but I really, really wanted to do something that I loved. And I would always think back to Kobe and what he said about making sure that you really experience things young so you can figure out what your real passion is. And then he said it in another interview, you know, like, you can't allow what everybody else is saying or thinking that you should do dictate what you do to makes you happy. So like that just stuck with me. So I started to pursue music, and I was very good at it. And so, you know, I did other things in between, of course, like other sports and stuff like that, but music is my passion, and it's always been my passion. Had not it been for Kobe's basically saying, like, it's okay for you to do the things that you want to do regardless of what everybody expects you to do or want you to do. You know, you have to do the things that make you feel fulfilled. Like, what is your purpose in this life? And when you find that purpose, make sure you give it everything you got regardless of what's happening. So I think for me, you know, I started to, you know, do music, and I did that for a good while. Wanted to do it in college. My parents wouldn't allow me to. So that was hard because they felt like I should go to school for something that would be more tangible and something that, you know, wasn't going to be like in the music or film industry or theater or anything like that. And so I ended up going to school for forensic science. Now, I felt defeated at that point because I felt like they didn't believe in my dream. They didn't think that I could do it. But now that I look back as a parent, I don't think that that's what it was. I think they were trying to protect me and give me, you know, do the best that they could do at the time. Not necessarily saying it was the right thing to do, because I still don't feel that it was. I feel like you should allow your child to really experience things and learn, you know, what they really want to do. And if you never give them the opportunity, then they end up doing whatever it is that you want them to do, and they're never fully happy or fulfilled. So so I went through that whole period of time in my life where, you know, I was not very happy and I was very frustrated. But in the back of my mind, I would always remember, like, if you're going to do something, you have to do it well, right? Like, you can't do it and then half do it. You know, you have to put the work in. And so I did that in college. I put the work in, I put the time in, I got great grades, you know, and that's how it went. I didn't feel happy though. I didn't like super love what I was doing, because I felt like, you know, so in the back of my mind all the time I would think about, what if I would have you know, really follow my dreams? Like, where would I be? And a lot of times I do reflect back on that and think back on it. You know, I really stopped singing, to be honest. I stopped singing, I stopped training. And one thing about like music, it's just like basketball in a lot of ways, because you still have to train yourself. You train your vocals, you train your body, you do all this stuff to keep yourself up to par, so that way you can really do anything. You can perform, you can sing, whatever. You can, you know, you can get better and better at what you love to do. You basically master the craft. And when I started school, I literally just stopped singing because I felt, like I said, defeated. I felt defeated. In the whole thing, I felt like, man, what am I, you know, what does this mean for me? You know, am I gonna have to basically do something that I really don't love to do for the rest of my life? Am I gonna have to basically like settle? In a lot of ways. And I liked music because it allowed me to do something that really impacted people. Like, it really allowed me to touch a lot of people that I never, you know, thought I would ever be able to touch or meet. And so that's one reason why I really loved music. Now, fast forward to today in my life, I went through a lot of things in between, and you know, I'm at the space now where it's like I'm doing something that I really do love to do, and something that allows me to impact people. And, you know, I don't regret any of the things that happened in the process to get me here, but it took a lot. There was a lot that happened. And so, you know, I had to work really hard to get where I'm at today, and constantly having to work really hard, constantly having to prove myself in a world full of, you know, it's a man's world, right? That's what people say. A lot of our, you know, top people or people who lead, you know, businesses and things like that, they're all male. And so being a woman of, you know, a minority, you know, it has its challenges. Like, it really does. It has its challenges being a woman, a minority in the corporate world, which is what I am in. It's challenging, and it's been that way since, you know, I really have come into it. And, you know, not everybody appreciates what you are and the things that you bring just because you're a woman, regardless of if your ideas are great. And so I had to deal with that too, you know, in my career, and, you know, going through, you know, jobs and working for companies and things like that. And that's always been challenging. And that's one thing I really, really loved about Kobe, is because not only did he pour into men's sports, women's sports, right? Like, his beautiful daughter, like, that is the part that is even more crushing, right? Because she had such great potential to be anything she wanted to be, and unable to fulfill that. And that's hard to really understand, when somebody is so young and they have so much promise, and they know the work ethic, they've seen it from their parents, and, you know, they've been taught and brought up a certain type of way. And so to know that she'll never be able to have that experience as a girl and be amazing in a field that is not always welcoming of women, I hate that that's happening. You know, I really wanted to see all the things that she could do, and she was just a beautiful little girl. The most beautiful smile. She seemed like she had a great spirit, and I feel like a lot of that came from her dad. She, you know, she was like his twin, you know, and I believe that's why they were so close, is because they shared that love for basketball. The sport of it, the work that it took to go into it, all of that, super, super important, you know. And I feel like it just makes me so sad to know that we'll never be able to see her play, you know, in a WNBA, and we'll never be able to see her play college ball. And that's heartbreaking. As a mom, I couldn't even imagine what Vanessa is feeling like right now. Like, I couldn't imagine losing, first of all, the love of your life. They've been together since they were 17. Regardless of what happened in the past, right? They are still together. They have 4 beautiful kids. So it's like, I can't even imagine you losing the person you've been with since you were 17, and your child, who is, you know, 13, like, she's a little girl. And like, that's gotta be so hard. And then now you have to raise the other 3 without a dad, who was an amazing father, who the whole purpose of him wanting to be, you know, doing the helicopter thing is because it allowed him to get to his family quicker, so he could do what he loved and put his focus there, but also be a great dad. Like, how many people can say that? Not a lot of people can say that, even celebrities. Like, you know, to them, oh, I'm providing, that's enough. And it's not enough. Like, the time and the presence is necessary. And, you know, it's just super, super important. So, you know, it's just a lot, y'all. I know I'm rambling. I'm just talking, but I feel like I needed to get this out because it was important to me. When we found out, I'll tell you, my household was in shambles. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, we come from a place that people don't make it. People don't get a chance to live the kind of life that Kobe lived and to be impactful in that way. And when you have somebody like that who really, like, he impacted our whole city, like thousands of miles across the country, it's hard for it hurts, you know, it sucks, and it makes you sad, and it makes you, you know, wonder why. You know, you can't really question it. We don't really know what happened or why it happened. You know, it's just, there's no clarity around it, but it sucks, and I hate it. I hate it for the fans. I hate it for the families, all those people. You know, I think about the last moments on that plane, on the helicopter, and I couldn't imagine the terror that ran through everybody on there. I can't imagine. I can't imagine any of it. I can't imagine how it felt for him and for his child and for the other passengers. Like, sorry, I can't even focus. I'm messing my makeup all up. Like, just thinking about it makes me want to just cry. Thinking about it makes me want to cry because, you know, we take life for granted so much. Being able to go to work and come home and, you know, and everything be good. We definitely take so much of that for granted. And we have to learn that life is not promised to any of us. I can be here talking to you guys today and tomorrow will be gone. And, you know, you might not understand why or what happened or anything like that, but it would be that, right? There's no coming back once that is the final. That is the final. And we have to learn to appreciate the people that we have in our lives now. We have to learn to, you know, make sure that anything you want to do, you do it without, you know, any type of apprehension. And if you're going to do it, make sure you give it everything that you got. Make sure that you know, push on even when it's hard, even when people are saying no and they're closing doors in your faces. Keep going, because if you don't do it for you, nobody else will do it for you, and life is short. So if you don't do it, you might not ever get an opportunity to do it. So keep going, keep pushing, keep striving, keep, you know, really pushing through to do those things that you want to do, you know. And like I said, like Kobe said, if you're going to do it, make sure you do it well. You know, if you're going to dedicate yourself to something and you're going to say, hey, this is what I really want to do, make sure you put everything you got into it. Don't let situations and circumstances stop you from what you're doing. You know, don't let people who are the naysayers or people who try to pray against your, you know, your blessings, don't let them stop you. Keep going. It's hard. I know it's hard. Trust me. I'm in a season of, I don't want to say suffering right now, but this is a tough season for me right now. The season that I am in is hard. It's hard in so many ways. You guys have no idea, right? And one day I'm going to make a video and I'm going to give you like the real deal Holyfield about what's happening in my life right now. But just know that the season I'm in right now it's a testing season. It's testing me, right? It's testing my faith. It's testing my patience. It's testing my perseverance. It's testing to see how will she push through with all this happening, right? It's like everywhere I turn, there's so many things, and, you know, saying no to this and shutting down this. And I felt very defeated. I'm just gonna be honest. I felt very defeated. And then I have to remember that what's for me will always be for me. The way that my life is written, it's already written, regardless, right? So I have to be okay with that and push on. You know, the things I want to do, I want to impact people. I want to help people achieve the things that they want to achieve. I want to be something bigger than what I am right now. There's a certain legacy I want to leave behind for my kids. You know, this channel is me giving you guys myself. So when I'm not here anymore, you guys can reflect back on these videos and be like, oh wow, I remember, you know, Key Marie had a YouTube channel, and this is what she would talk about on her channel. This is how she would, you know, show us her family. These are the things she would do during her spare and free time. Like these are the things she was passionate about. That's what I want you guys to remember, because if I can do it, you can do it. And especially to all the women out there, you know, it's hard enough for us already in the world just because we were born how we are, right? And that means that you got to work twice as hard. You have to keep going. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging, but you can't stop. If it's something that you really want, you can't stop. You can't allow anybody in your path to get in your head to make you doubt yourself and the things that you do. So keep going. And I just want to say thank you, Kobe, for instilling the Mamba mentality in me. Thank you so much for just allowing me, a stranger, and impacting me as a stranger, because you didn't know me and I didn't know you, but I felt like I did. I felt like the 5th grade girl in me really loved who you were. I loved what you represented. I love the drive. I love how, you know, you basically said, no matter what it is, continue going and focus on that and be the best at it. Thank you for giving that to me when I didn't have anybody else to really give that to me in the way that you did, on a larger scale, to let me know that, hey, you grew up in this, you know, city, in this little city, this little neighborhood, who have people dying around you every single day. And no, people don't make it out. They either, you know, sell drugs or they get locked up or they're dead. That I didn't have to be, you know, a dope boy's girlfriend in order to be great. Thank you for that. Thank you for showing me that I am worthy and that hard work will pay off. And that's why I tell you guys to keep going, because I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to put in the work. And I know that the work will be seen and it'll be felt, and it's going to get me to where I'm trying to go. And I just appreciate Kobe so much. I appreciate his spirit. I appreciate how he was with his family. I'm praying for his wife and his kids. I'm praying for all the others on the flight, those young babies who lost their lives, and how that'll impact other people around, their friends, these young little kids who don't really fully understand because they're just 13. They don't understand death to the capacity of that. So I'm praying for all these people, all 9 of the people who passed on this helicopter crash. And I am saying from the depths of who I am, thank you, Kobe Bryant, for giving us the opportunity to know you. Thank you for spreading your wisdom to us, and truly, really, really inspiring us. And, you know, this is beyond any of the negative stuff and things that happened in his past. Nobody cares because it was never to be so. You know, I thank you for being the person that I felt you to be and the person that you showed me that you were, and for inspiring me. And you inspired me all the way up until, you know, until you weren't here anymore. And I thank you for that. Now that's all I have to say, guys. If you guys have any love you want to leave in the comments below, that's fine. But I just had to get this out. And rest in paradise, Kobe Bryant, Gigi, all of the others on the helicopter crash. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll always love you. Number 24, number 8 till I die. I am purple and gold all the way through and through. I always will be. And that's it. Mamba out. Love you. Thank you.